Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Friday. I hope all of you have a wonderful and relaxing weekend in your near future. Thank you for taking your time on this busy work day to be able to come and get yourself trained and educated about Oceania cruises. We have the wonderful opportunity to be able to have Joe Estep. He is the Director of Business Director, and I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping before I turn the reins over to this nice man. We have this being recorded. I want to remind everybody that if you have not already signed up to be on the NACTA YouTube channel, I encourage you to do so. On that YouTube channel, you will find a variety of different types of NACTA webinars and training sessions on there. It could be anything from a short training from Director Lisa Watson about how to change your profile passcode, how to update your one sheet, give you some vital information, and we also store our webinars there. So if you aren't able to stay for Joe's full webinar, I encourage you to go and complete it when I send you the link. Joseph is going to send out a message that's going to give you some contact information to you after the recording's done, probably the next day or two, along with the GoToWebinar YouTube link. So for now, I am going to have everybody on mute, so that way it's no background sound. I will be putting myself on mute. If you need to contact me directly, again, my name is Lorene Romero. Just go into the chat box and ask me a question. If you have questions for Joe, at the very end of his presentation, we'll have a short Q&A session. And if there's questions in there, I will read them for you to him. So, Joe, I am going to turn the reins over to you. I want to thank you again and again. You've been great to work with. I know it's our first time working on a webinar together, and I am really looking forward to being able to learn more about Oceania cruises. Take it away, Joe.
All right, well, thank you, Lorene, and thank you, everybody, for taking the time to attend today. Very excited to be doing our first NACTA webinar. As Lorene said, my name is Joe Estep. I'm the Director of Business Development here at Oceania Cruises, so I do work out of our Miami corporate office. My responsibilities include not only handling the accounts here in South Florida, but I also have a team of 4 business development managers that support agencies across North America. So if you're not sure who your respective sales director or business development manager is, make sure you reach out to me so I can put you in touch with the correct person. So I've got lots of information to go over with today, so it is going to be rather quick. So if you have any questions, go ahead and jot those down so that we can address them at the end. I did want to show you a few videos. We just got done putting together a 3-video series, and it's really fantastic, but I know videos sometimes don't always come across the best over webinars. So I would encourage you to visit our YouTube channel. You can just go to YouTube and search for oceaniacruises.com so you can see our new video series. The first installment is Why I Travel, and it's a video where we actually went out to some of our past guests and asked them, you know, why they travel and what interests them in seeing the world. And then the second video is all about our onboard team and the passion that they have for servicing our guests. And then the third and final installment is all about our chefs and our culinary team and the passion that they bring to our entire culinary experience. So those are some great videos, really easy to share right from YouTube to post on social media. So make sure you go and check those out. So to start with today, I like to always start at the beginning. You know, Oceania Cruises was founded back in 2003. 2 cruise industry veterans, Frank Del Rio and Bob Bender, got together, garnered some investment capital, and purchased a ship and started Oceania Cruises. And the premise behind starting Oceania was that they felt that there was a real opportunity in the marketplace, chance to do something different and really cater to the emerging baby boomer market that had different needs and different wants when it came to their travel experiences. One of the big things that we recognized when we first started was a gap in the market. Traditionally, there's always been contemporary, premium, and luxury cruise lines. And the gap in between the premium and luxury market as far as price point goes was pretty significant. So we felt that there was an opportunity to come in and offer a more upscale, luxurious experience without that luxury price tag. And so when you're speaking with clients about the Oceania experience, I think it's really important to stay true and present the product in this way. Most people kind of think of Oceania as this luxurious, luxury cruise line, but what we really want you to do is show them the value and the fact that they can have a luxury experience without the luxury price tag. So that's the first key thing to understand when talking about Oceania cruises. The next biggest thing is that we wanted to simplify things. As cruising has grown in popularity, the ships keep getting bigger and bigger, and there's more features and amenities on board. And really, the ships are becoming destinations in and of themselves. And so catering to the Oceania guests, we know specifically who our product is designed for, and we've made the experience all about things that are most important to those people. Number one is the ship is not the destination. We really wanted to get back to, people are traveling because they want to see the world. And so it's a really destination-focused experience. When you look at where we are deployed around the world, we are truly a worldwide cruise line. It's easier to think about where we do not sail. We do not sail to Antarctica, the Northwest Passage, or the Galapagos Islands. But everywhere else, you can find an Oceania Cruises itinerary to take you there. The itineraries themselves range from 7 nights all the way up to our 180-day around the world cruise, which is a fantastic itinerary. But you're going to see that there's a nice mix of ports, not only the marquee destinations that everybody wants to see, the Romes, the Barcelonas, but we really mix in a lot of off the beaten path boutique ports of call that we can get to because of the size of our ships that maybe the bigger ships can't get to because they don't have the infrastructure to handle a vessel that size. We're also offering our guests more time in port. So we have early morning arrivals, late evening departures, as well as a bunch of overnight stays. So you can have multiple days in one port. It's all about giving our guests enough time to really experience the culture, learn the history, and immerse themselves in these amazing destinations that we're taking them to. And the shoreside experience is also tailor-made for the Oceania guests. When you look at our shore excursions, you're going to find none of the typical cruise line shore excursions, no swimming with dolphins or parasailing or things like that, but really excursions focusing on, like I said, the culture and the history and the cuisine of all these amazing places. The hottest destination going for us right now is probably the closest one to where we're headquartered. Cuba, so close, but yet so far away. We were really excited for the opportunity to begin sailing to Cuba. If you didn't know, Frank Del Rio, our CEO and founder of the cruise line, is a Cuban American, and it's always been his dream to be able to sail on one of his ships back into his home country. And so that dream was fulfilled this past March when we launched our first 3 inaugural sailings into Cuba, and those did extremely well. We've added a ton of more inventory to the Cuban market since then, with sailings this November and December, May through October of 2018, and just most recently launching our winter 2019 season with 17 more itineraries sailing to Cuba. And my biggest piece of advice when it comes to Cuba, if you get any interest in that destination, do not wait. These sailings are filling up extremely fast. In fact, many of them are already sold out. So this is a hot destination, a great opportunity to introduce some people to the Oceania brand. One of the things that's really setting our Cuban itineraries apart from some of the other cruise lines going there is that, again, because our ships are smaller, we can visit more than just Havana. We've got itineraries going to Cienfuegos, Santiago de Cuba, as well as Havana. So a full Cuban experience with a more in-depth look at the island. There's the Godfather himself right there, Frank Del Rio, on the bridge of his ship sailing back into Havana. Looking at the ships now, the second pillar of the Oceania experience, we wanted to give our ships a different feel. These are intimate, luxurious ships. No fewer than 684 guests, no more than 1,250 guests. So a nice mid-size that really blends the elements of big ship cruising and small ship cruising. Small enough to feel intimate, to get to know your fellow cruisers, to get to know the staff, but still large enough to have all the amenities found on the larger ships, the multiple dining venues, the spa, the casino, nightly entertainment. So there's never a dull moment. We have 2 classes of vessels. First is the regatta class, the smaller of the 2, with the capacity for 684 guests. And then the 2 newest ships in our fleet, built in 2011, 2012, Marina, and Riviera. Slightly larger with the capacity for 1,250 guests, but still staying true to that nice mid-size. The decor and the ambiance on board the ships is also quite different. We really wanted to go for a very residential feel. We worked with designers like Ralph Lauren Home and Dakota Jackson, true residential home designers, so that the ships are truly, a home away from home. I know that's cliche to say, but when you walk on our ships, they really do feel that way. Nightly entertainment, as I said, ranges from high energy production shows. We have string quartets, jazz bands, dancing, karaoke, lots of different things to stay active on board the ships, even though it is such a destination heavy experience. The spa provider that we use is Canyon Ranch. They're a great partner of ours. Not only do they do a fantastic job running the spa, but we also feature Canyon Ranch spa cuisine in our grand dining room and terrace cafe. So those guests looking for lighter, healthier fare, we do have that available. We also just launched a really exciting new vegan menu. So we've got all kinds of options for plant-based diets. We've got a raw smoothie bar for breakfast, high energy, plant-based menus. We also launched a new program with Canyon Ranch for wellness tours. So shore excursions focusing on a healthy lifestyle. So that may be Tai Chi in a French garden or yoga in Monte Carlo Bay. So some really interesting and unique shoreside experiences built all around the Canyon Ranch wellness experience. Moving on now to the third and most important pillar, in my opinion. This is truly the hallmark of the Oceania brand, and that is that we serve the finest cuisine at sea. And this is a bold statement, but one that we put a lot of weight behind. We actually invest more money per person on our food than any other cruise line in existence. And that investment can really be broken down into three key elements. The first is the ingredients. Our executive culinary director is Master Chef Jacques Pepin, and he has a saying that you cannot create extraordinary cuisine with ordinary ingredients. And so we do our best to source only the finest, freshest ingredients worldwide. We've empowered our chefs to actually meet the shipments at the pier. When we get a provision of produce that comes to the ship, the chefs are empowered to right there on the port turn it away if it doesn't meet their standards. So that's a really important aspect. If it's not up to the qualities that the chefs are expecting, we turn it away and we do without it. We also import a special flour, the Planchot and Verone flour from France. It's a humidity resistant flour that we use so we can use it worldwide. We bake all of our breads and pastries fresh every single morning. And also unheard of in the cruise industry is we have a fresh fish program. So on each of our sailings, we're actually flying in and sourcing fresh fish throughout the voyage. No frozen fish will ever be served on board our ships. But you can't just have the best ingredients, right? You have to have an amazing culinary team working with those ingredients. And so, as I said, our culinary team is led by this gentleman there on the right, Jacques Pepin, and he's done a tremendous job assembling one of the best culinary teams in the world, not just in cruising, but in the world. And that's one of the things that we set out to do, is not only have the best food at sea, but serve food that rivals the best restaurants shoreside as well. One of the ways he's been able to recruit such an amazing team is the third component of our culinary investment, and that's in our galleys themselves. Most people don't realize this, but on some of these large ships, they might have 28 restaurants, but there's truly only one galley. We've actually taken the extra step of building a separate galley for every single restaurant on board. So everything is cooked to order, comes out fresh and hot. These are truly Michelin star quality galleys. And that is, again, a great recruitment tool. When a chef walks into our galleys, they're walking into a state-of-the-art kitchen, the kind of place that they want to go work, to be able to do the latest and greatest, the newest stuff, all the fun toys that chefs are looking to play with. And so we've got an amazing team in the galleys putting together the finest cuisine at sea. So beyond those three pillars, the destination focus, the intimate and luxurious ships, and the finest cuisine at sea, the thing that really pulls it all together is our value proposition. We are inclusive by choice. Standard inclusions that you're going to find on every single one of our sailings are free shuttle service to the city centers and most ports of call, All of our specialty dining is complimentary. You're never going to pay an extra surcharge to dine in any of our restaurants. We also offer complimentary beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, including specialty coffees, teas, juices, bottled water, soft drinks. You don't have to worry about buying a soda package on Oceania. That stuff is always complimentary, as well as free 24-hour room service. Currently, we've taken those standard inclusions and added on an extra layer with our O-Life Choice promotion. Guests taking advantage of this offer are also going to have complimentary round-trip airfare from 26 gateway cities across North America, as well as unlimited internet service, and a choice of either a free shore excursion package, a free beverage package, or an equivalent valued shipboard credit. Now, the length of the sailing comes into play with this offer on the number of shore excursions or the amount of shipboard credit. So the longer the sailing, the more excursions, the more shipboard credits that you get. Another new thing that we've done in 2017 that maybe you've already noticed, maybe you haven't, but traditionally, Oceania Cruises has always advertised our cruises inclusive of round-trip airfare. You were always able to book cruise only, but that air credit was never really published anywhere, so you didn't know what the true cruise only price was. So starting in 2017, that is a price point that we're now featuring on our website and in our brochures. So just to give you an example, I've got a sample sailing here. This is a beautiful sailing in November aboard the beautiful Riviera, an 8-day sailing Venice to Rome. The price that this sailing has always been advertised at is $22.99 per person with free airfare. Now, if you were to go to our website and look at this sailing, you're going to see some multiple price points. The first being a true cruise-only price. So now this sailing is available cruise-only, stripped down for only $11.99 per person. One of the things that we sort of came to realize is that those people that are unfamiliar with the brand, maybe even unfamiliar with cruising, they see a price, they don't understand what's all included in that price. So maybe people in the past looked at that $22.99, thought it was out of their price range, not understanding that that was inclusive of air. So now by offering this lower price point, hopefully we're capturing some of that business that maybe overlooked us in the past, generating new to brand business for not only us, but for our travel partners as well. You're also going to see a price point that includes the O-Life amenities that I just went over for $13.99 per person, or you can take the full package with airfare with all those amenities at the price point that has always been offered of $22.99. And what we found is that while we are getting a lot of new interest based on those cruise only pricing, less than 1% of the bookings that we take book cruise only. Our reservations team, our travel partners are all doing a fantastic job of truly explaining the value. Yes, you can book this cruise for $11.99 per person, but for only an extra $200, I can give you your internet complimentary and a choice of excursions, drink package, or shipboard credit, and take it all the way to the full package with airfare for only $22.99. Once you do it that way, they can recognize the value, and most people are booking with that full package price. So great for those commissions as well. So to end with today, I wanted to talk about some things that I would recommend to help you grow your Oceania business. So the first thing you need to do is to become an expert on the product. If you haven't already, I would really encourage you to go to our website, oceaniacruises.com, create a profile in our Travel Agent Center where you'll be able to find our Sales Specialist Academy. It's a great course to take you from A to Z, everything you need to know about Oceania Cruises, so that when you have that new guest that has lots of questions, you're able to answer them right off the cuff without having to say, let me get back to you, I'll find out. If you're able to answer those questions right away, automatically you're going to build trust, and they're going to, take your recommendation to take a step up and go on an Oceania cruise. You also need to understand who the Oceania guest is. Think about group channels. That's one thing that maybe is overlooked on the more upscale luxury cruise lines, is there's a tremendous amount of group opportunities. One booking's great, but 20 is fantastic. Also talk about some specific sailings that you could promote and leverage based on some additional rich offers that we have going right now through the consortias, and also developing and implementing a marketing plan so that you can close on those leads. So to look at who is the Oceania guest, as I said, we were really trying to cater to the emerging baby boomer market. So our guests typically are aged 50 plus. They're either retired or soon to be retired, experienced travelers, past cruisers. Not a lot of people take their very first cruise on Oceania. They've sailed on the contemporary lines. They've sailed on the premium lines. They're ready to take the next step up. These guests tend to have a high level of discretionary income. And they appreciate the finer things in life. They look forward to extraordinary service. They like the elegant surroundings, the fine dining. They're really into cultural events, the arts, wine, food, all of those types of things. If you have clients like this in your database that haven't tried Oceania Cruises, reach out to them, introduce them to the product. They're going to be happier and you're going to make more money. The other thing that we know about the Oceania guests is they are joiners. They love clubs. They're part of country clubs, yacht clubs, tennis and racket clubs, business professional clubs. So putting yourself in these environments is also going to expose you to more of these clients. Any of these types of things that you can, attend and become a member yourself. As the old saying goes, birds of a feather tend to flock together. And those clubs are also a great place to start when you're thinking about building your group business. Groups are a great way to not only promote sailings in an easy way by making it an attractive offer, by bringing in an affinity to the equation. It attracts first-time cruisers that are maybe part of a club that hadn't thought about cruising before, but they see it advertised in their club newsletter, and it piques their interest. It creates a lot of loyal customers, and it's extremely profitable. So some groups to think about when you're thinking about Oceania Cruises, obviously anything food and wine related. I always joke, but if anybody mentions food and cruising in the same sentence, you should automatically be thinking about Oceania Cruises #1. We also tend to get some multi-generational groups where, grandma and grandpa want to take the whole family up to Alaska. And if they're paying, they want to go on a cruise that's at the level that's going to meet their standards. Also, a great way for you to experience the product is an agent escorted cruise. Bring a group that you can host, get your fare complimentary, plus all of the commissions from those bookings. You're going to make a lot of money and go on a fantastic cruise for free. Wine cruises are fantastic. Religious groups, we do sailings to the Holy Land. Those are fantastic opportunities, as well as corporate meeting and incentive groups. So moving on to promotional programs. Like I said, we've got some extra layers of promotions right now that are being filtered through the what we call national accounts or consortias, the virtuosos, the signatures, the travel leads, so on and so forth. We introduced a new program here for all of our national accounts called OCAP. What is OCAP? That stands for Oceania Cruises Amenity Partnership Program. This program is going to give each consortia an exclusive list of sailings with an extra amenity of free prepaid gratuities. That's a huge benefit. Our gratuities for all of our staterooms are $16 a day per person and $23 a day per person for our suites and above. So a ton of value baked in there. And talking about honing in on specific sailings to promote, these are the ones to do so. So reach out to your consortias, go to their websites to find out the list of sailings that have this type of offer available. We also have OCAP dates for independent agents as well. The greatest thing about this program is it is completely streamlined. You don't have to do anything. The gratuities are automatically added anytime you book a guest on one of those dates, and it's combinable with our current public offers. So that O-Life Choice promotion package that I just referenced with the free shore excursions or drink package or shipboard credit, tell you what, I've got an extra bonus of free prepaid gratuities on select dates as well. Beyond just that, these sort of work like traditional speculative groups because we've also given you the ability to earn a tour conductor credit. So anytime you get a minimum of 8 cabins at double occupancy, you can earn a tour conductor on any of the OCAP dates. This is not restrictive to categories, however, like many groups are. If you have 8 inside staterooms booked, still qualifies for one of those awards. So what I would really encourage you to do is take a look through those lists, select 5 to 8 cruises from that OCAP list of sailings, work with us to create a marketing plan, and take advantage of all of the different tools that we have at your disposal. We're here to help you. Our success depends upon your success. So we want to work with you to come up with a plan that makes sense and then put together some fantastic marketing pieces for you to use to get up to that 8 cabin minimum so that you can start earning extra rewards. So when it comes to marketing tools, also available on the Travel Agent Center portion of our website are tons of stuff. Obviously, this is where you can order some of our new brochures. If you haven't seen these, they are beautiful. I get compliments all the time that we have the best brochures in the industry, and I fully agree with that. All of our brochures are region specific. So when you go to look and you want to order some brochures to see the newest itineraries, you're going to have one brochure for exotic sailings, Asia, Africa, South Pacific. You're going to have one brochure for tropical sailings, Caribbean, Panama Canal, South America. You're also going to have a Europe brochure for Med and Baltic sailings, and North America, which is Alaska, Canada, and New England. And we do have a branding brochure. So no itineraries, just everything you could ever want to know about the ships, the onboard experience, so on and so forth. Beyond just the brochures themselves, we also have all kinds of custom marketing materials that you can use. Pre-made and custom flyers, print and banner ads to use on websites, promotional toolkits, so a ton of different stuff all around one destination. For instance, we have a Cuba toolkit with emails, flyers, banners, everything Cuba related all in one place. We have email templates ready for you to use, social media posts that you can just copy and paste right into your Facebook or Instagram. You can even print these things directly from our website and have them shipped straight to your house. So tons of tools. Make sure you go on there and play around. There's so much stuff to take advantage of. It's hard to go through everything. So my advice is to really go on there, play around, click. You're not going to break anything. And you might find something that you could really use in your marketing that you're already doing. So in summary, we are very passionate about what we do. One of the themes that we have going right now for our spring seminar series is our passion for travel. If you've ever heard of Simon Sinek, he's on the TED Talk series, and he has a TED Talk that deals with the why, is what he calls it. And the message is that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And why we do what we do here at Oceania is that we truly feel that travel enriches people's lives, and we have the opportunity to change people's lives for the better through travel. And that's our why, and that's the foundation of everything we do. What we do is simple. We take people to amazing destinations aboard comfortable ships with the best cuisine at sea. How we're able to do that is by nurturing a family atmosphere with a collaborative team of not only the Oceania team members, but also our travel partners out there in the industry. But ultimately, it is the why, and it's what keeps us passionate every single day about the experience. I promise you, if you're not currently selling us, this is the type of product that you really want to add to your portfolio of businesses, because I promise you this, when you get a guest to try Oceania for the first time, they're going to come back, they're going to thank you, and they're going to come back to Oceania Cruises again and again. We have one of the highest repeat cruiser ratios in the industry. On a typical cruise, 65% of the people on board the ships are repeat guests for us. So this is a lucrative opportunity for you. Learn everything you can about the product. Get in touch with your respective business development manager or sales director so that we can help you grow your business. It's a win-win-win all the way around. So at this time, Lorene, if we want to go ahead and address anybody's questions, we can go ahead and do so.
Absolutely. Thank you. Great job, Joe, by the way. I'm like going, oh, you know, I can think of this client that would be appropriate for this. Ooh, this one's been asking. So, you know, even though I'm the moderator and I'm supposed to be here with you, I'm like, oh, I think I can build this into my own clients. So I have, as I mentioned to you earlier this morning, I went to my BNI meeting. Guess what I'm going to talk about in my next BNI meeting next week. So thank you. I had a couple of questions come up. One of them did. You've already answered what differentiates you from the others. And you did a very good job of presenting that. The other question that came up is, and it makes sense, they wanted to know on the $22.99 air cruise package, can you deviate the dates, say a couple of pre-day or post-day dates for the air?
And that's one of the best investments a client can make, in my opinion. The way our air program works is if you take advantage of our air and you don't have any specific needs or wants when it comes to your air, we're going to give you your air schedule 75 days before the cruise. We'll ticket you 30 days before the cruise, and you take what we give you. We do give you the most direct routes we can, but if you have clients that have specific requests, they want to fly in a certain airline, or they want to come in a day or two early or stay a day or two late, or they want to be ticketed earlier so they can make sure to get the seats that they want, they can pay a $175 per person air customization fee, and really we'll book whatever air they want. If it falls outside of our contracted rates, they'll also have to pay that differential, but it's the best $175 that they can spend, because we'll ticket them as soon as they accept the air schedule that we give them, and they can get exactly what they want. So yes, air customizations are definitely possible.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. And very detailed. I like that. The other question was regarding Cuba. Is there a catalog that information will be in, or is that going to be, you talked about the marketing material for Cuba, but is that also going to be included in one of the regular brochures?
Yeah, so we have a couple things. For our 2017 and 2018 Cuba sailings, there's a bifold flyer with all of those itineraries that you can order off the website. And then for the 2019 sailings, those are going to be included in our newest brochure, our exotic brochure for 2018-19 winter season.
Perfect, perfect. And is there a specific schedule that you have for that? For example, Alaska tends to be mid-May to mid-September. Are there some date restrictions for Cuba?
It really kind of ranges. So we're going to be there this coming winter from November through December. Then we're going to be going back to Cuba from May to October of 2018, and then December, January, February, March of 2019.
Perfect, perfect.
So when it comes to itineraries and Oceania cruises, another really important thing to remember is that none of our ships home port anywhere, and we try not to repeat itineraries if at all possible. When we come out with a new season of itineraries, typically 75 to 80% of those itineraries are going to be new routings, and we'll also introduce 20 to 30 new ports that we've never been to. When you have such a tremendous repeat factor, you have to keep things fresh and interesting. You can't just do the same things over and over again. So that's a really important thing to keep in mind. If a guest comes to you and says, "Hey, I found this itinerary on Oceania that I really like. I'm sort of booked for this year, but when it comes out for next year, let me know because I want to book it." Excuse me. They might have something similar, but it probably won't be that exact itinerary. So if that one itinerary checks off 5 places on their bucket list, I would really encourage them to do it while it's there, because it might not be the same the following year.
Absolutely, and the policy of keeping things clean, fresh, creative, and different, that's going to be a real selling point. So, good for you guys for being able to do that. So. That was all the questions that we had. I want to thank you again, Joe, for doing such a wonderful presentation and supporting NACTA as one of our suppliers, and being able to bring your talent as a business person as well as a trainer to all of us that are out here. I want to thank all the NACTA members who were on the call today. Thank you, thank you. You are now released to go enjoy your weekend. So there you go. You've had your training, and please go out and have a safe and wonderful weekend. Joe, thank you. I know that we will send out your post message information to the agents in a couple of days. So thank you again, everybody. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Joe, and have a safe flight.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.